This young girl was incredibly brave. To create this remarkable film, at just 11 years old, she spent 3 years living alongside lions. Knowing every scene was real, I was on edge watching, worried for her every moment. Hello, I'm Popcorn. Today, I'll share the story of a girl and her lion. In the vast grasslands of South Africa, lived a girl named Mia and her family. This family was anything but ordinary. For Christmas, Mia's father gifted her a rare white lion cub. The playful cub followed Mia everywhere. When Mia felt down, he'd curl up beside her, offering quiet comfort. He'd gently lick her fingers, and when Mia played soccer, he'd mischievously join in, chasing the ball with her. That poor ball, it had never been through such a game. Mia would get frustrated, but the cub's charm always won her over. He'd climb into bed, nuzzling her playfully. Who wouldn't dream of having such a cuddly big cat? That's the story so far. Mia's bond with the white lion grew stronger every day. Her family ran a lion breeding farm, where most lions were kept in cages. But this cub, unlike the others, lived inside their home. Mia named him Charlie, meaning little white. They even shared a bed at night. Yet, happiness can make us blind to danger. A lion, after all, is still a wild animal. Months later, Charlie had doubled in size. One day, someone tried to hug him and got scratched by his claws. Frightened, Mia's father tethered Charlie like a dog and locked him in a cage. Charlie, confused and hurt, refused to eat or drink. He wouldn't let anyone near him. So Mia skipped school to visit him. Only her presence convinced Charlie to eat. Her parents, seeing her pain, relented and freed Charlie. By the time Charlie turned 1, he was heavier than a full-grown husky. At home, he ruled like a king, sprawling across a dining table. No one dared challenge him except Mia. But his strength sometimes hurt others by accident. Her parents warned Mia to keep her distance, especially never to turn her back on him. But how could Mia stay away? She was back by his side in no time. Before they knew it, Charlie was 2 years old. Too big for the house, he had to live outside. Mia proved to be a devoted companion, even finding him an old cart to play with. One day, her brother tried to play with Charlie too, but their parents caught them in the act. They rushed outside, alarmed. Her mother screamed in fear, and her father grabbed a shotgun. Charlie was blamed for the scare and locked in a cage once more. Her parents forbade Mia from going near him. But Mia sneaked to his cage daily, even taking selfies with Charlie. She stayed by his side until he was 3. But one day, her father caught her. He decided Charlie had to be sent away. Their lions were sold to zoos, or so Mia thought. Charlie would be no exception. But Mia didn't know where the zoo really was. Determined to see Charlie's new home, she climbed onto the roof of the truck and secretly followed it. The truck led her to a shooting range. Everyone there carried weapons. A woman drew a bow, striking a lioness with deadly precision. The lioness collapsed lifeless. A man nearby hesitated, unable to shoot. Mia realized the awful truth: the lions weren't going to zoos. They were sold to hunters. Terrified, Mia broke down in tears. She couldn't believe her father's cruelty. She had to save Charlie. She knew of a safe place, a nature reserve where the Satoshi tribe lived. There, white lions were revered as sacred. No one would harm him, but the reserve was far away. Without a car, it would take 5 or 6 days to reach. Before leaving, her brother gave Mia all his savings. He handed her every cent he had, but as she crept downstairs, the nanny spotted her. To Mia's surprise, the nanny handed her the cage key. It turned out others loved Charlie too. Mia unlocked the cage, freeing Charlie. In a bold move, she released all the animals. The next morning, her mother opened the door to find a lion waiting. It politely stepped aside. The yard had turned into a wild menagerie. Her father scrambled to round up the animals while trying to track Mia down. He knew she'd need water soon, so he headed for a nearby pond. There, Charlie was drinking. Suddenly, he lifted his head and roared. Mia knew her father was close, but she didn't panic. She had a plan. It was all part of her strategy. She hid nearby, grabbing a tranquilizer gun while her father was distracted. Mia confronted him, demanding to know why he sold lions to hunters. Her father looked defeated. He explained it was common in South Africa. People prioritized money over wild animals' lives. He believed no one could change that. But Mia insisted she could. She fired the tranquilizer, knocking her father out. She stole his jeep and sped off with Charlie. At a roadside gas station, the staff froze in shock. A lion's tail dangled from the jeep's back. Mia grabbed some supplies, preparing to move on. Then she saw a news report on TV. Her father had alerted the police. Roadblocks were set up nearby. Mia veered toward a remote route, but the jeep broke down. Panic set in. Thankfully, Charlie was there, offering his warm belly as a pillow. Mia slept on the jeep's roof that night. The next morning, they pressed on, following her map. The reserve was close. But then Mia groaned in frustration. Her map was from 1997. A shopping mall now stood in their path. Stranded by the road, Mia felt lost. Charlie, restless, paced in the jeep. Onlookers stared in disbelief. Mia had no choice. She had to keep moving to avoid her parents. Mia made a bold decision. She'd walk through the mall. Shoppers gasped and scattered in chaos. Right before their eyes, a girl led a massive lion through the crowded mall. The commotion was too big to ignore. Police were alerted immediately. Fearing Charlie might harm someone, the authorities ordered him hunted down. Mia hurried through the mall, emerging onto the open grassland. They had escaped for now. Charlie thrived in the wild, swiftly catching an ostrich on his first hunt. This was his element. He stood tall, the true king of the grasslands. All night, he guarded Mia, keeping other animals at bay. Just a little farther, and they'd reached a reserve. But then, a hunter, a buyer, caught up to them. He grabbed Mia, unaware Charlie was lurking nearby. Charlie lunged, terrifying the hunter into retreat. At that moment, Mia's family arrived. A mighty roar echoed through the air. The family reunited at the reserve's edge. Her father stood in awe. He never imagined his teenage daughter could achieve what he thought impossible. Charlie was steps from the reserve's safety. Suddenly, thunder cracked above. The police had arrived. They aimed at Charlie, ready to fire. Mia's heart raced. She looked to her father. No matter how brave she was, her father was her greatest protector. He sprang into action, rushing in front of Charlie. He shielded him with his body, guiding Charlie step by step into the reserve. There, no one could touch him. And so, the story concludes. The film, Mia and the White Lion, is inspired by true events in South Africa. A century ago, 250,000 lions roamed the land. Today, fewer than 20,000 remain. In another 100 years, our descendants may never see a lion in the wild. That's all for today. Don't forget to follow Popcorn